has to do with the elements of the I Ching system. And then outside of that are these Chinese kanjis that are sort of unknown to me because I cannot read Chinese kanji. But just by looking at this, you can see the depth of the science of Feng Shui when you get a look at this. And what's even more interesting than just the front, as you take a look at what they're working with, is that we have on the back a wider view of our box that we live in, because we have the astrology chart on the back. So when you think of a Feng Shui practitioner coming in here and taking a look at this room, right, we're looking at what's happening energetically in this room. We have to look at our bigger box too, of like where we are sort of in our placement. All of us can pick up on energy within another person or within ourselves. So I was asking the first class, and I apologize, I don't have as much time with you guys, but I say, when you walked in the Shala today, what did you feel? Peace. Yeah. Most people walk in the Shala and feel, even if they've never been here before, feel that it has some good energy. Even before we actually renovated it, some folks had come in and said that this space actually had a good feel to it. It had some good energy. But obviously, after we've been practicing for a year in it, there's some sense of some energy in here that sort of has a good vibe, you know, when you come in. I want you guys to think of a time maybe where you've walked into a room where it didn't feel like that. Like maybe you walked into a room before and it might have felt kind of creepy, or that something was a bit like not quite right. Have you all had that experience before? So if you have, then you have the same skills that Karen Kingston does. Karen Kingston, if we want to look at our own teacher, Patabi Joyce, who he said, practice, 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 99% practice, 1% theory. It's really like anything else about practicing our ability to tap into energy. So what we do on our yoga mats every time we come here is we use a pranic practice, a breath-based practice. We lock our bandhas into the center so that we can move it throughout these nadis, these energy channels, to keep our avatar, to keep our body vibrant and healthy. And there's these little things called grunties. What are those? They're rotten little grunties. There are areas where there are blockages in these energy channels. And so in yoga, one of the things we're trying to do is get rid of the blockages or keep us from getting these blockages by using, again, these very specific yoga poses and breaths to do that. But if you believe that on your mat and you see how it works on your mat, it's easy for us then to kind of adapt the idea of Feng Shui or Karen Kingston's work to say, hey, that works everywhere in life. It's of science. You know, so everywhere in our life there's vibrant energy that's moving, that's flowing, and there are areas in our life where there's grunties, where there are blockages, where things are not flowing, you know. And so our task then for us to be vibrant and healthy people is to put ourselves in environments that are healthy, to put ourselves in situations that are healthy, and to be able to constantly be reading that. And again, for us. So this week, your homework is to do this. And I had the other class write these things down, but I'm just going to tell you guys, I'll remind you at the other class. I want you guys to think off the top of your head of 5 places in your home that are important to you. Kitchen, garden, bedroom, whatever. 5 different rooms that are important to you. I want you to write down your office space. I want you to write down your computer. I want you to write down at least 3 people that are important people in your life, because you see them every day maybe. After you write all that down, I want you to go into those rooms, turn on the computer, go into your office space this week, or think of these people or interact with these people, and I want you to write down what the energy is like. I was saying it would be cool if we had a Prana machine. And if we had a Prana machine, you guys would all be super stoked, because you'd probably even pay a lot of money for it, right? Where I could actually put Derek's finger in the Prana machine, it would say, Derek's Prana today is at 90%, right? Or if we could bring it in a room like the Ghostbusters, remember, and like wave it around the room and go, ah, the prana in this room is really high, it's really vibrant, you know, no ghosts in here. But we actually do have that. We do have that machine, but it's within us. And if we look back at Carolyn Meese's work, one of the major readers we have is our gut. It's where we read things. It's where the prana sort of is able to like figure out, like, when you do your homework this week, I want you to, like, for example, if it's your garden, maybe you sit in your garden, you have a little meditation in your garden, take your journal and just write what the energy is like in your garden. Write about what it feels like to your body to be in the garden. Then do this in the office. Then do this when you turn on. Maybe when it comes to people, you sit and meditate with that person in your life, just with them in your mind. Or maybe you just let your gut do the talking, like the first thing that comes to your gut when you think of that person. You know, write that down. What I want you guys to do this week is be fully aware and practice being aware of prana in your body, prana in your life. Where prana is working for you, where it's strong, where it's fluid, and where you've got some grunties. Because if we're going to do our work for the Chinese New Year of clearing your clutter with Feng Shui, we've got to figure out in our life where it's kind of stuck. So the fun practice for us this week is to just heighten our awareness and to be just aware of not just the things I've mentioned to do as homework, but just in your life, just kind of notice your gut, notice your prana barometer and how it's reading during different parts of your life this week. Samastiti.